Hey YouTube, Mark here. Well, I'm going to start this video out by saying I must be out of my frickin' mind. I cannot believe that I actually bought what I'm about to show you. And obviously y'all know it's an Ed Brown, you can see from the bag. And I'll be honest, a year and a half ago, I didn't even know what an Ed Brown 1911 was. I started watching gun videos on YouTube, and I found Pete at the Armory channel, and I watched his video of him buying and then reviewing and then shooting his Ed Brown Special Forces carry. And so while he doesn't know me at all, I have him to thank for making this ridiculous purchase because he just got me obsessed with the gun. And here it is. Now, this looks like an Ed Brown carry, and you can see the snake skin, and you probably think it's a Kobra carry, but it is not in fact titled or called a Kobra carry. And you can see right here there's nothing on this side. That is because this is part of their new limited run of 9mm carries. And besides having Pete to blame, I have this limited run to blame for this gun because I actually owned a Kimber Stainless Pro Raptor, which I recently sold, and I just can't shoot .45 anymore. I broke both of my wrists when I was in high school, and I have stage 3 arthritis in my right wrist, and I had a fusion, partial fusion in my left wrist. And anytime I shot that Raptor, it just hurt like hell. And so while I always coveted the Ed Brown and wanted one bad, I always had that saving grace of, hey, I'm not going to waste the money. I'm not going to spend that outrageous amount of money for that beautiful gun because it's a .45 and I really won't be able to shoot it. Then I was at Cabela's a couple weeks ago, and I saw a full-size Ed Brown in 9mm. And the clerk at Cabela said, yeah, hey, I heard they're going to be making these in the carry size too. I called Ed Brown. They put me on to a couple dealers. I actually got a decent deal on this gun, paid a few $100s below retail, or below the MSRP. And so here it is, but I think it's just awesome. I mean, I think this is a gun that is going to be mine, going to be one of my sons, going to ultimately be handed down. Hopefully someday I'll have some grandsons, maybe some granddaughters, who knows. But I'm looking at and hoping this will be a great shooter, and be an heirloom piece. And I just love looking at the thing. Ed Brown, you can see it does have the Kobra pattern. It's got the night sights, the Trijicon night sights. Look how sweet, how nicely finished everything is. Even the trigger, nice and rounded over. 9mm barrel. Beautiful grips. I love the color of those grips. The only thing so far that I have to bitch about is that they only gave me one magazine. And for some reason I had in my mind, I thought I was getting 2 magazines, but in fact I only got 1 magazine. And so I guess I'm going to have to go find some magazines. I'm not sure if Wilson Combat makes 9mm magazines or not, but by all accounts, everything I've listened to on the internet, everybody says Wilson Combat is the best magazines. You don't get much with the gun. So you get the lock, mandatory in Pennsylvania. You get the takedown tool. Get the little Allen wrench, which who needs that? Everybody's got an Allen wrench. And you get the bottle of Ed Brown oil, which I don't know anything about this. I don't know if it's good, bad, or otherwise. There you have it. My Ed Brown brand spanking new, I'll call it a Kobra carry 9mm I can't wait to go shoot the thing. In fact, I may grab my stuff and run up and check it out. Look how nicely that's fitted. That little spot there is just some oil. Just wipe that away. Wow. Can't believe I spent the money, but very happy right now. I'll be back to you later, let you know how the thing shot for me. So here's the first 40 shots with the Ed Brown at about 20 yards, and I'm not the greatest shot, but I'm pretty satisfied with that, so I'm liking it. So here's the final thoughts and day one update on my Ed Brown snakeskin carrying 9mm. Awesome, beautiful gun, fit and finish. But look, what's that? That's the front sight. I went to the range, shot 100 rounds of Winchester white box. Actually, I shot 96 rounds or so when I noticed the front sight was coming off as I was pulling the trigger on the 97th round. And then the next thing I knew, the front sight was gone, and it took me and 5 other guys about 45 minutes to find it. When I got back, I called Ed Brown, spoke to their customer service. They were great. They told me that it's held in with a small roll pin, which they thought was common and I could find at a hardware store. Turns out no hardware store in my area carries a roll pin that small, but they're going to send me a bunch of them anyway, and I'm going to reinstall it myself. As it was explained to me, the last thing they do after testing the gun is remove the old front sight roll pin and install a new roll pin for whatever reason. And one in, he said, 100 sometimes turn out to be just slightly small and then work their way back out. And so that's what happened to me. But then other than that, gun looks great, worked great, no failures of any kind, and overall, except for having my wallet lightened up considerably, I'm pretty happy that I got this awesome, what I'm terming an heirloom gun, a gun that's going to get handed down in my family for a lot of years. There you have it.